This is Dr. Dennis L. Wood Sr. I want to read to you a poem that I wrote. It's called In One. It happens in one. Darkness sees the sun. The weak, strong, the weary run. It happens in one. 1 second, 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 day, 1 month. The year one. Losers shout, "We've won." The healed, delivered, enlightened, encouraged, empowered, have a celebration. It happens in one. One voice heard speaks the one word. The eyes of one see the depths of God's mystery. One healed, one delivered, one saved. Knows by experience the blood of the one was paid. The ego of the one was slain. It happens in one. One, father, mother, sister, brother, receives the Son, receives the Son. Revelation yields celebration. He's the one, you're the one. 2021, it happened in one. It's already done. This is the I Will Restore podcast. Now, the key to the podcast is to understand what we're talking about. This song is called Day of Inspiration today. Of the song is that even if you've heard something before, hear it again for the first time. Even if you've done something before, do it again for the first time. Do it again, not as it being the same thing, because it could be, but you being different from who you were before. It happened in one. It happened in one. is the first broadcast of 2021. There are other broadcasts that I Will Restore have done in the past, that I've done in the past, that focus on various things. In particular, there is an idea that grabbed me, really, that I had already been practicing for a number of years, but the idea was conceptualized in these words. They come from a mystic whose name is Neville Goddard. Conceptualized in the words that say, consciousness is the only reality. In the biblical statement, it is said that as a man thinketh, so is he. In another place it says, it is done unto you as you believe. And it says all things are possible to the person who believes. All of those statements, in my estimation, are the exact same thing. I talk to individuals today from the standpoint of what I call principles, policies, and practices. Principles are few. There are many more policies, and there are a myriad of practices. When it comes to principles, people normally say them with one word, such as truth, power, intelligence, or wisdom. Those are words. Another one, powerful word, love, beauty, wisdom. All of these are principles. But when you begin to explain the principles, you then lay out what are called belief systems or creeds or policies, and all of those come forth. But then when you come to the aspect of practices, how do you practice wisdom? How do you practice love? All of those, people have different explanations of those. And this is where I bring in the illustration of this aspect of looking at a pyramid. You look at the pyramid, at the base of the pyramid, it is wide. It has four sides. And if you get so close to it, you might actually believe or think that your side is the only right side. And there are many people that have in mind that their practices are the right practices. Now, every side will get you eventually to the top. But the problem becomes, of course, when you think that your side is the only right side, or the remnant side, or the last side, or the best side. But the pyramid has four sides. And there are three pyramids on the plain of Giza. And there are other pyramids throughout Egypt. And there are pyramids, actually, that have been all over the world. And policies, that's about midway up the pyramid. But the pyramid has one point. But remember, of course, again, there are three pyramids on the plain of Giza. And there are other pyramids that are throughout Egypt. And there are still more pyramids throughout different places in the world. And in fact, as a matter of fact, there are pyramids that they found, whole cities of pyramids in Chichen Itza in Mexico. So again, principles, top of the pyramid, policies, middle, practices at the bottom. Eventually, you'll get to the idea. And when we talk about this, there'll be times that we may talk about practices. There's a practice called visualization. There's a practice called meditation. There's a practice called journaling that we'll talk about in regard to that. But eventually, we want you to be able to actually get to the top of the pyramid, to the principle, and understand what we're talking about. At the very top of the pyramid, there is this principle that is so powerful as to make the policies and the practices work. And this is vital. And what comes into play as you go up and down the pyramid is the aspect of discipline. It's like mountain climbing, actually. First broadcast of 2021 of I Will Restore, the new year, you know. This is the year of an inauguration of a new president in the United States of America. But consider this, how he has become president. And this is very much not from the standpoint of just simply thinking or talking about him as president. That's not the point. Remember, we have practices, we have policies, and then we have principles. What we're going to talk about for a moment is what his practices have been, but eventually get to the aspect of understanding the principles by which he worked. And so, you may remember that there was a set of time or a period of time when he was a candidate, when he eventually comes on and he's losing, it seems, and then he gets to the point where he basically understands that he can't win it by himself. He's about to lose it all, it seems, but he actually wants to move into this new world where he's never been before, and he recognizes that I need to see a new vision. And he finds someone that can be his helper, his mentor, his guide. And this person seemingly has, powers that he does not have. When we talk about something like the hero's journey, there's actually an understanding that goes along with this. It's like an Obi-Wan figure in the Star Wars movie. It's like an individual like Gandalf in the Game of Thrones. All of these are the Lord of the Rings series, And all of these individuals that come and help another out. This is what I'm talking about here. But this individual found someone, and that someone sent out a call for helpers to come forth, and they came forth from everywhere. Alliances and mentors came forth. And they helped this individual to actually articulate a vision of what he would be or who he would be and what he would be and what he would do as a president of the United States of America. Not just the United States, as the president of the United States, as it would relate to the entire world. And he laid out his vision. He said, I have a dream. And when I'm president, these are the things that will happen. He gave a vision for America and a vision for the world if he were president. He called it Build Back Better. Now that's interesting. What are you building? Well, he said, build back better. And you can take that and make it all kinds of things. You can speak from the aspect of the individual. You can speak from the aspect of the family. You can speak from the aspect of the community. You can speak from the aspect of the organization. All of those are possible as you bring it within yourself. And that's exactly what happened. Individuals saw an opportunity within what he said that they could go to the next level, that we could go to the next level. We could build back better. Now think about that for a moment. When you apply it to the entire United States of America, we get another chance to build back better. There's a statement that says, my mind is the center of divine operation. The divine operation is always for expansion and full expression. And this means the production of something beyond what has gone before. Something entirely new. Not based on past experience, but proceeding out of it by an orderly sequence of growth. Now that's so much power in that statement. I borrowed it from somebody else. I'll tell you about that a little bit later. But this is Build Back Better. You're not throwing away the past. You're building on the past. So if you have good, it's better. If you have great, that's better. If you already have success, that's better. Build back better. And America gets to step into this moment of almost reckoning to consider what we have had, what we have learned in the 245 years of this experience that we have, this experiment that we've had that we call America. And we get to make all things new. All things based on what we've learned in this time. Build back better. All of us. All of us. Throwing away none of us. We are America. And we've been great. sometimes we've been not so great at other times. And we've been great for some people sometimes, but not so great for others at the times that we've been great for some. We get to do it better, to be more inclusive, to understand that all of us, as one said, all of us have a light that is within us. All of us are children of the same Creator. All of us have an opportunity to look inside of us and then to, as the founders said, that we are endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights. It's inalienable. You cannot take it away from what's already inherent within the human. We're endowed. It's in us. Don't try to take it out of us. All of us want to live to create life, express life, create life, build back better. It happened in one. The light came on. It happened in one. I will restore. Invites an individual to consider who the one is that made the promise, I will restore. It invites people to consider a text as simple as Jeremiah chapter 1 and verses 4 through 9. That text says, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. That text is so powerful, but when you consider it, it says there's an I that's speaking to a you that's unformed. Think about that. Now the I has